Hello, Discovery Gardens friends and family. I am so excited to be back again here with you guys today. Today we are going to continue on with our recycling curriculum for our snacks, and I decided because, recycling logos are normally green, the earth is green, the color of the week is green. Recycling, the purpose of it is to just repurpose the materials that we use on an everyday basis in order to keep the planet and the earth healthy so it can produce things that we need like plants and oxygen and clean water. Why not go ahead and stick with a healthy snack for today and continue on with that theme? So what I did was find some really awesome green vegetables for us. That way we can have a really healthy, a really green snack in the spirit of recycling. So what I got for us today was some avocados, a big thing of broccoli, and this one is my favorite, some asparagus. So let's go ahead and wash our hands with this song and get started cooking everything in a clean manner. The first thing that you're going to want to do is take some bread and throw it in a toaster for however long you like your toast to be made. Okay, so while our toast is in the toaster, what we are going to do is make some very quick guacamole. So what I like to do is take our avocado, and you want to make sure it's kind of squishy and soft. That way it's right. If the avocado is still hard, then it's going to be too stiff when you're trying to mash it together. And you can make guacamole a lot of different ways. It does not all have to be the same. So this is just a really quick and easy thing I like to do when I don't have a lot of ingredients in my fridge, but I'm really in the mood for some avocado spread. So what we're gonna do is cut our avocado in half. We wanna remember to hold the bottom of the knife. We do not wanna touch the sharp part at all. So keep our hands on the bottom and do not touch the sharp part. And we're just going to slice into our avocado just a little bit like this. And you're going to just squeeze it all out. And if it is ripe enough, then it should be able to squeeze just like this without turning brown. So we're just gonna get all of our avocado off and into our container. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the second half. And you just wanna get the seed out. And this seed is pretty deep, so I'm gonna have to lift it up like this and then just move the seed over into our little garbage pile. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and cut this avocado again like so. Yeah, like you can see that it was really deep. And just to show you that you can do it differently, this time I cut it into squares instead of rectangles. But then we're gonna put our knife down and we are going to squeeze out this avocado also into the bowl. And this is also something I like to do because it keeps us busy while we're waiting. So we're not just sitting there while the toaster is running being bored. And then what I want to do is take just a little bit of salsa. And this is because I really love to put fresh tomatoes and onions in my guacamole, but I don't have that at the moment. And this was just in my fridge and kind of handy. So to imitate tomatoes and onions, I'm gonna just throw a couple scoops of this salsa in here. And a good thing is that this salsa is medium flavored, so it has a little bit, just a little bit of a spice to it. And that can help add a flavor. And then also, because we don't have lemons, because this is a very impromptu snack we're making. I have lime juice in my fridge. So what I'm gonna do is pour a little bit in the cap. So this cap is about halfway full with lime juice. And I'm just gonna dump that in there. And that's because limes and lemons have different flavors. But for the sake of this video, limes are also green, like our color of the week. And then I'm gonna add some pepper. And we are going to add a little bit of salt. This is sea salt, but feel free to use regular salt if you would prefer to. And then we're gonna take our spoon and mash it all up in our container until it is completely blended. And this recipe does not have any measurements because you want to just taste it as you're making it. And if you want to add something, you can add it. If you feel like it tastes good how it is, then you can do it how it is. It is completely up to you and personalized to your taste buds. All right, and now we have our guacamole mixture right here in our little container. All right, so now that I just went ahead and grabbed the toast out of the toaster, I have it right here on this board. And all that we are going to have to do is to spread our avocado spread that we just made on our bread. And you can do it as thick or thin as you would like. And I want it to be fairly chunky, like so. And now you have avocado toast. And you can feel free to make as much of this as you want. Feel free to add salmon on top of it, or maybe some grilled chicken breast, and you can have a little sandwich if you would like, and it will be a more filling meal. Another good thing is if you want to just throw an egg on top of it, and then it'd be more of a breakfast meal versus a lunch meal. That's another filling, healthy breakfast to eat for your guacamole spread. So I really hope you guys like this guacamole, and let's get on to grilling some asparagus. All right, so for our asparagus snack, what we are going to do is to take our clean asparagus, so like so, just take however as many as you want to eat, and put them here in our pan. And I'm gonna eat quite a bit because these are a really good side to eat for dinners. So what we're gonna do is just lay them in our pan, and we're gonna take some oils. So if you don't have any oil, then butter will work. But I have a little bit of olive oil. So what I'm gonna do, and we're just gonna eyeball this too, because we don't want them to become too greasy, but the oil will help them cook evenly through a little bit better than if we just set them in the oven. That way we don't want them to burn, we want them to just get roasted and softened, because pulling out a barbecue pit and actually grilling asparagus is a lot more work than it's worth sometimes. So what we are gonna do is bake these in the oven at 450. That's 450 degrees, and we are gonna throw them in the oven until they soften. So what we have is this olive oil, and I am just going to, just like that. They really only had thick asparagus, so it was really hard at the grocery store trying to find some that weren't too thick. But what we're gonna do now is just take our hands and we're going to toss the asparagus, because we want this olive oil on every piece and not just the top pieces. So now what we have is some oiled asparagus. All right, and then what we are going to do is, I'm grabbing some seasonings. You can use whichever seasonings you want in your seasoning cabinet. This is not specific. Remember, we're doing this however we want to taste. So I'm gonna throw a little bit of onion powder here. And remember, we want to be tossing our asparagus as we season it. And then I'm going to take some black pepper. And we are going to season it with black pepper as well. And let's make some sensory connections while we're doing this. So one thing I can definitely notice easily is that the asparagus are a lot harder than our avocados were, and they are also taller or longer and thinner or skinnier than our avocados were. So there are differences in them. If we want to look at descriptive words, we have little fluffy ends on our asparagus, and then we have a long stalk, whereas the avocado was more round and oval shaped, kind of like an egg, and it was pretty bumpy. So just throwing some connections out there for you guys if you would like to make these with the children. These are all really easy snacks that we're doing today, so kids can definitely help as far as throwing some seasoning on some food, paying attention to the differences, the smells, the taste, the texture, and definitely try and get them as involved as possible when we are making these. And then what I'm gonna do next is just add a tad bit of sea salt, nothing crazy. I don't like salty food, but I will say a little bit does help. So all that I have put on my asparagus so far is just onion, garlic, black pepper, and some salt. And you can add some Tony Chachere's Cajun seasoning. You can add some Johnny's, some Lowry seasoning salt if you would like, or you can just stick to this. I'm only gonna do this because I'm gonna save some of them for dinner, and the meatier protein that I'm gonna eat with my dinner is gonna have more flavor. So I'm just gonna leave my asparagus like this. They're all oiled and seasoned in my pan, and we are going to throw them in the oven to bake once it is all the way preheated to 450 degrees. All right, so after 10 minutes, I just go in and take some metal tongs, or you can use a fork if you don't have metal tongs, and I just toss the asparagus. If you like the way that it is cooked here, then go ahead and take them out, but I like my asparagus really soft, so I'm gonna leave them in for 10 more minutes. And after it has been a total of 20 minutes later and 20 minutes total inside that oven baking for 450 degrees, I'm just gonna go ahead and take my asparagus out, and this is what my fully cooked asparagus looks like. All right, so this third and last one is probably gonna be the most easy, throw together kind of snack. What we are going to do is make a veggie platter with our broccoli. So what we are going to do is take our clean broccoli, and we are just going to pick off all of the florets, and they're kind of like mini trees. And you're just gonna rub them off and put them here on your plate. And we're gonna take all these little leaves that are in between, see there are leaves, and we're just gonna toss these to the side because we don't wanna eat the leaves. And we are going to pick as many florets off as we want. And while doing this, you can talk about maybe different things you like to eat with your broccoli. Some people might really love to eat ranch dressing. I personally really like hummus. So I'm gonna add some hummus because I have some in my fridge to my veggie platter. Remember that you can do whatever you want when making these snacks. They are meant to be easy snacks that you can kind of throw together. They're not meant to be hard or very particular in ingredients or measurements today. So what we are going to add to our broccoli platter is some little pretzel sticks. So I have a bag of pretzels, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw my little pretzel sticks. And I really like these because, especially for today, because we want to incorporate all aspects of earth. So just like we like bushes and trees and flowers, we also have to appreciate the sticks and the stems and the tree trunks that allow all of these amazing green things we really love and enjoy to be able to grow, and that support them and hold them together. What we are gonna also add is this bag of carrots I have. And I'm gonna throw a little bit of these carrots here on my platter. And then because I love hummus so much, I'm gonna take some that I also had in my fridge. And I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit. And put a nice sized amount in the middle. And here is my veggie platter. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a picture. This is the final product of my veggie platter. Feel free to substitute any of these snack products or vegetables I use for anything else of your choice. And thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy eating your green veggies, and tune in tomorrow for our next video.